They say my boy's doing a sunbathe. You know what I mean? I thought it was supposed to be at the beach, but apparently not. But they doing a sunbathe out there in the field, man. My boy Diddy looking around, man. It don't look good for my mans, bro. He looking around like, who that? All the money.
Yeah, feel like a giant, smoking on fire, I need me a hydrant. There ain't no lie, that's a moment of silence. As long as I got it, I know that they buying. Couldn't get job, nobody was hiring. Bought me a bag, then found me some clients. Thought we weren't making, now we got on quiet. Try to say something, be a fool if you try it.
What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Real coming back at y'all with another lit reaction, man. Today we about to react to B. Diddy, man. I heard he got arrested, man. Prayers go out for Diddy and them girls, man. You feel me? Shit getting hot in New York City. You feel me? Man just got the key to the city a year ago, man. Now he getting arrested, man. Prayers go out to his daughters, his twin daughters. You feel me? And yeah, y'all. Come join me on this, you feel me, reaction video. Hit that subscribe button, man. It's about to be lit.
I'm Elizabeth Milner, and I'm outside of the federal courthouse here in the Southern District of New York. We're here in Lower Manhattan, where, as you can see right behind me, this is the very courthouse where Diddy is set to appear later this afternoon for his arraignment.
It looked like people camping outside the courthouse with cameras and tents.
As you can see behind me, several media outlets are here. Us here at Law and Crime, CNN is here, Reuters is here, AP is here. There are several media outlets here as well, too. Now, federal prosecutors say just a year ago, even today, Combs was awarded the key to the very city that he now places his indictment against. Now, he has been charged with one count of racketeering conspiracy. He's been charged with sex trafficking by force, fraud, coercion, transportation to engage in prostitution, and officials say the investigation is still ongoing. Now, many fans have even come out here kind of in support of Diddy, also in hopes to possibly see the music mogul as he was to come outside of the federal courthouse. That hasn't happened, but a lot of people are just kind of waiting in anticipation. But what we did see so far this today is that we saw Justin Combs, Christian Combs, and Quincy. Now, these are all three of Diddy's sons, seemingly who had come here to support their father. Now,
I better be there with y'all, Dad, because y'all probably was doing the same shit with him.
Saw them kind of walk inside.
I don't know that. I don't know that. Now, I'm just saying.
But what we didn't see also was Diddy's daughters here in attendance. Now, remember, we have to remember that
his
they
little
are
babies was there.
A lot younger, so it's unlikely that they will make an appearance here. But again, his three sons are here in support of him. Now, prosecutors just got done with their press conference. Let's play a little bit of that press conference where the prosecutor there goes through the indictment.
Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity.
That racketeering ain't no joke, man.
Including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women.
He got too comfortable, man. He been rich for like 40 years.
And in a variety of ways.
He got way too comfortable.
As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs.
Freak-offs.
And he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB,
y'all heard of a freak-off lasting
which Combs
days?
distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
At a time. That's crazy.
As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way,
I'll be tired.
He was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair.
Objects?
Now, I want to take you through a little bit of the indictment that was released just this morning. Now, under count one, prosecutors say that the defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. Now, officials say that Combs relied on employees, resources, and influence of his business empire that led and controlled creating a criminal enterprise. Now, the defendant, who again is Sean Combs, he's the only one who has been listed under the indictment.
That's a nice army
operated his
truck. I ain't never
businesses
seen
in
one of them.
Manhattan as well as Los Angeles, and they even named some of his businesses. Now, Diddy, they say, engaged in persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse toward women and other individuals. They allege that Diddy manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated sexual activity.
Your women knew what they was doing. They knew that man had some money.
Now, Combs allegedly would even fly out these commercial sex workers to his location. Under the indictment, they allege Diddy committed physical abuse, which federal prosecutors say was widely known, and alluded to the Cassie video that was released on CNN just months ago. Now, the indictment says on numerous occasions, at least spanning since 2009 and continuing for years, Diddy would assault women by striking, punching, throwing objects, and kicking them.
How much money you got?
Instance around March 2016 where Combs
whatever's done in the dark gonna come to the light, man. That's what it is. That's what it is, y'all.
Under the indictment, it very much so echoes.
We're living in a new age, man, where
lawsuit against Diddy
it's all about positivity and growth, man.
A day after it was filed
Not
in
trying to
federal
have no
court.
freak offs.
Now, the indictment goes on to say when hotel employees intervened, Diddy paid them off to ensure their silence. And his abuse wasn't just towards women; it extended to his employees and witnesses to his abuse. Now, his LA home, which was listed for about $70 million just last week, and his Miami home were raided by federal agents back in March, so just months ago.
If I got $70 million, I'm chilling. When I get my $70 million, bro, I'm chilling. You feel me? I'm taking care of the fam and help the community out. That's about it. Say the freak offs. I don't know. Get that out of there.
Diddy paid them off to ensure their silence. And his abuse wasn't just towards women, it extended to his employees and witnesses to his abuse. Now, his LA home, which was listed for about $70 million just last week, and his Miami home were raided by federal agents back in March, just months ago. Now, at the time, Diddy was heading to a vacation with his daughters, while his sons, Justin,
you can't spend the money in jail. How you gonna spend money when you in jail?
To be very clear, they were not arrested in the case. They were just held outside of their lawn while agents recovered evidence. Now, according to the indictment, the Fed seized various freak-off supplies. Now, the freak-offs were essentially orgies that Combs would require women to participate in while he pleasured himself and even electronically recorded these encounters.
Why do you keep saying electronically recorded?
Which has been alluded to under the indictment as well. Now, the indictment says high-ranking security staff, personal assistants, and security and other employees would help arrange these freak-offs. The freak-offs would oftentimes last days, and members of Combs and members of his enterprise transported commercial sex workers across state and international lines. So what was seized during
transported,
the raid?
I mean, they
freak-off supplies,
provide the ride for him to get from here to there.
Of baby oil and
they say
lubricants
transport
as well
like
as
he
narcotics.
abducted them.
Now, federal agents also seized firearms ammunition, including 3 AR-15s with defaced serial numbers and a drum magazine.
He was strapped.
Now, it would go on to say that when facing negative press, Combs and members of Combs' enterprise pressured witnesses and victims through bribery to stay silent and not report these incidents to police. Now, under count 2, the indictment states from 2009 to about 2018, the defendant recruited, enticed,
2009, that's the year I graduated, man. I was going to sign with Def Jam or Bad Boys. I had a little meeting with one of the labels, man.
Enticed, harbored, transported victim 1 to engage in
I think my angels was just protecting me because I'm one of the best that ever did it when it comes to this music, y'all.
An individual
you feel me? I'm one of the best that ever do.
With intent that the individual engaged in prostitution and transported female victims and commercial sex workers in interstate and foreign commerce on multiple occasions with intent to engage in prostitution. Now, while again Cassie Ventura has not been mentioned within the indictment, a lot of these allegations similarly echo and mirror her allegations that was in her lawsuit in November of 2023, which seemingly had opened the floodgates to this federal indictment, to this investigation that a lot of legal analysts that we've spoken to for over months now have said this indictment was imminent. Now, Mark Agnifilo, who is Diddy's attorney, he spoke earlier today as well, too.
Mark Agnifilo.
He didn't speak for very long, but essentially he says that Diddy and himself are very confident while facing these federal charges right now, and they expect to fight this battle. And according to Mark Agnifilo,
they're going to be able to fight it. All that money, they're going to be able to fight it as long as they want with all that bread.
Legal lawsuits, again, dating back to November 2023, while Cassie's lawsuit
they
was
not
settled
going,
within a day.
man.
That was the only lawsuit that was settled as far as the many lawsuits he faces for sexual misconduct. So let's get into some of these. Most recently, he was sued by an adult film star who was employed to work at his infamous Labor Day party, Adria English, who filed her suit on July 3rd of this year. She claims she was first employed by Combs in 2004 and was groomed into sex trafficking over time. Now, in her suit, she claims her first year of working at Combs' now infamous party in Miami, there was no sinister intent or requirements for physical sexual contact and seemed like a legitimate employment opportunity. So she came back the following year and the year after. But it would be that third party that she worked at that Diddy allegedly demanded she engage in sexual intercourse with party guests after they learned about her adult entertainment past and forced her into sex work. Now, English claims her memories of some of the details are hazy due to her consuming lots of alcohol and drugs, but added in her complaint that the encounters she was forced to endure were so excruciating, she remembers them because they still haunt her to this day. Now, going back to May of this year, April Lamprose filed her lawsuit against Combs, accusing him of battery and sexual assault. She says she met Combs in 94
she ain't gonna be able to
sleep
good
at the Fashion Institute of Technology. Lamprose claims that Combs promised her to mentor her and shower her with gifts. Now, she says that she endured 4 terrifying sexual encounters with the producer/rapper up until the 2000s. The first incident allegedly occurred in 95 when Combs took her to a hotel and raped her. Lamprose claims months after, Combs sent her gifts and flowers, so she decided to give him a second chance. She says during that second incident that allegedly occurred in a parking lot where Combs forced and demanded her to perform oral sex on him. Now, I'm reading these off mainly in the sense that it's showing a pattern. Now, again, while these other alleged victims have not been named
P. Diddy and them girls, man. I ain't gonna say it enough. Pray for P. Diddy and them girls, and you feel me, the rest of his family as well, man, because this is crazy right here.
Making them perform in these heinous acts that were all alleged in the indictment. So I'm kind of going through this one by one to kind of give you an idea of the other allegations that he has faces, not in criminal court, but again in civil lawsuits. Now, later at an event in 2023, Lamprose claimed that a man informed her that the person that she was with at an event had seen a tape of her having sex with Combs that was filmed without her consent. Now, 2 days prior to Lamprose's suit being filed, Crystal
hidden
McKinney
cameras everywhere. It was like Spy Kids in his house, bro.
She met Diddy at a New York Fashion
Y'all remember that
Week
movie
event
Spy Kids when they had the cameras, the gadgets? That's probably what P. Diddy
says
house
Combs
was
told her
like.
that he would help advance her
You feel
career,
me?
and
He
that
had
was
the
something that was
emergency
also
vault room
alleged in
with
the
him.
indictment, that Combs had
Safe
promised
house.
these women advancements into their career, as well as kind of also threatening them to take away their career if they didn't abide essentially by his rules. Now, later that same night, she, being Crystal McKinney, alleges that she met Combs at a studio where he gave her a lace joint, alcohol, and followed her to the bathroom, and forced her to perform oral sex on him. Now, after the alleged assault, McKinney believes Combs blackballed her in the modeling industry. Now, she says since she had suffered depression and even attempted suicide.
And I'm not joking about this neither, y'all. This is a serious matter right here, but it's
February of this year that accuses Combs and the people who work with him of being a part of an illegal racketeering enterprise. Again, something that was also alleged to the indictment. Now, Jones alleges in his complaint, Combs reached out to him for help in 2022 to help him produce songs for his latest album, but Jones claims that the work went far beyond producing. He claims that he was tasked with getting drugs and soliciting sex workers, and Jones alleges Combs would often threaten to inflict bodily harm on him if he didn't comply with the demands. He accuses him of sexual harassment, assault for allegedly grabbing him without his consent, and forcing him to work while Combs paraded around naked. Then there's another suit filed by a woman under the moniker
How you
Jane
supposed
Doe,
to make
which was
music
filed
and
in
do your
December
album
of
when
last
P. Diddy
year.
walking around
Doe
you
alleges
naked?
she was gang raped and sex trafficked by Combs and former Bad Boys president Harv Pierre when she was just 17 years old and in the 11th grade. Now, while the indictment doesn't mention anything about underage sex with minors or anything like that, the lawsuit that Jane Doe had filed in December of 2023 does do that. Liza Gardner filed her lawsuit against Combs and R&B singer Aaron Hall in November of 2023, alleging the two forced her to have sex with them against her will when she was just 16 years old. Now, she claims she met Combs and Hall at a Jodeci album release party event in New York City. Combs allegedly invited Gardner and her friend to Hall's apartment for an after party, and it was there that Combs coerced her into having sex with him. Now, again, these are just some of the lawsuits that Sean Combs still faces in civil court. Now, again, these charges are very different because
allegedly,
this is federal court, and these are criminal charges that he faces. Now, right now, prosecutors are not wanting that Sean Combs get off on bail or get out on bond or anything of that sort. So right now, he is still within federal custody. Of course, we're going to continue to keep you updated and keep
he got the money to bond out.
You
ain't never finding that man again.
That courtroom right now. But again, the arraignment has not started just yet, but again, we will continue to follow this case very closely, and I'll be live outside this courthouse, and you can follow me on Twitter for any more updates about this case. Reporting in New York City, Elizabeth Milner for Law and Crime.
Over and out. That's crazy, yo. That's great. The news is hot right now, man. I don't know if he did it or not, but you shouldn't even have yourself in that position, bro, with all that money, bro. And then you gonna record? Get rid of the footage. If you... I don't know, man. Pray for P. Diddy, man. Thanks for tuning in to this video, man. Subscribe to the channel, man, and be tuning in for that next reaction video, y'all. Y'all don't want to miss out on Squad and them.